Good evening. No, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening from. So I'm going to do this live. It's not going to be long at all. And then I'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the last live in our trauma series for this week. Okay. Thank you for the follow on Vigo. So today we're talking about how unhealed trauma shows up in success. Okay. How unhealed trauma shows up in success. Yes, I have notes in my brain. I have to use notes or outline or something. I don't know what this stuff is to be popping up on Bigo. Okay. Success without healing is just polished pain. Looks real good, but you're still in pain. All right. You can climb the ladder and still feel broken inside. Have you ever met someone who looked like they had it all together? They had all the accolades, my glasses, you all, and can't see anything without them. It looked like they had it all together, but behind the scenes, they were falling apart. Some of us, we see it in news stories, viral clips, and we're shocked because this person on the outside looked like, oh, you have it all. You're successful. You have money. You got houses. You got cars. You're all over social media. You're doing all the things. Next thing you know, they've unalived themselves. They've unalived their family. Then they turn the gun on themselves. We see it all the time. Okay? So just because a person looks successful does not mean they are healed. Today we're talking about how unhealed trauma shows up in success. My name is Renisha. I am an inner healing coach for high achieving women that look successful on the outside, but they're still toiling on the inside. Don't forget to like, share, comment, do all of the things. If you have questions, you can drop them in the chat. All right. So I'm going to jump right in. Let's talk about success versus wholeness for those that are taking notes. I know some of you are at work and you cannot take notes. You have to come back and do it. But for those of you that can, success versus wholeness. And you can always find my replays unless I take it down for a certain reason. My replays are always on my YouTube channel, Big O. Okay. My name over there is Renisha Inner Healing Coach. All right. Success versus wholeness. So when it comes to when we talk about success, right, that's external. Think about what comes in your mind when you hear the word success. It's normally external things. So we're talking about titles a person may carry, the income, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, okay? The recognition they receive, the awards and degrees and things like that that we see in their office, or like that back there, sometimes like the YouTube plaques and things like that. That's how we define success normally when you're talking about things on the outside, the external. Okay, many chase it. Many people chase this because it's visible and measurable. These are things that people can see. It's things that people can see. So some people, that's all they care about. They want to look the part, okay? The old folks used to say they want to look like the Joneses. All right. But just because you have external success doesn't mean you have internal peace. I'm just hitting my mic. Sorry, y'all. Just because you have external success doesn't mean you have internal peace. It doesn't guarantee inner peace. When you're talking about wholeness, being whole, this is not just the outside success. When you're whole, you have a peace of mind. You're secure in your identity. You're not trying to perform for anybody. Okay. You don't care about what people think about you. You have emotional freedom and you have healed relationships when we're talking about wholeness. Okay. So although wholeness is invisible, you feel it deeply. And honestly, other people can feel it. If you're someone who you can pick up on other people are going to feel it. You can tell the difference between someone who's putting on a front and acting like they have it all together, but they're really crumbling, and those who are really healthy in all areas of their lives. Okay. True prosperity, write this down. True prosperity is when your bank account and your soul is full. Both of them. Both of them. Because we're not going to just sit and act like money not important. Now, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Yes, you can. Oh, Renisha, you can have peace and you can be healthy and not have a dime in the bank. The Bible says money answers all things. Now, we got to stop being fake. We got to stop being fake. Some of you, you're not even depressed. You just broke. You're broke. Okay? So we're not going to pretend like money doesn't matter. But we don't just get stuck on money and neglect every other area of our lives. Okay? Thank you for whatever y'all send it on Big O. I don't know what that means. I just see stuff that says cent. So thank you. I don't know. All right. So if success is outpaces healing, then you're going to end up successful, but you're going to be sick. Your success should not outpace your healing. We see it a lot even in corporate America, okay? Success without healing is going to magnify. It's going to magnify brokenness. It's going to attract brokenness, okay? Money amplifies trauma if it's unhealed. Some people have all this money, but it's amplifying their trauma. That's why you can look on social media, and I keep going back on social media. Y'all are watching me on social media right now. This is why you can look on social media and you see people who seemingly have it all on the outside, but you're watching them like, man, you're broken. And some of you, you can literally call out things they need to work on. You have childhood trauma. You haven't dealt with your mama's death. You haven't dealt with this. You're dealing with rejection. You can literally call it out like that. Even though on the outside, it looks like they are living the dream life. Okay, if you're on YouTube, can you all hit the like button, please, 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 and thank you. So, an illustration: you wealthy achievers. Think about wealthy achievers. They look perfect on paper. Okay, she's a CEO. She has a corner office, amazing view. I'm talking about she can look outside. Ooh, I miss my office in Chicago. And I wasn't a manager or anything, but I had an amazing view. Okay, but anyway, she's a CEO with the corner office, amazing view, but every night you don't see that she's crying herself to sleep. All you see is the career, the husband, the kids, the dog, the purse, the house. You don't see the fact that her husband pays her no attention. No attention, okay? Think about it like this too. Another example, you have a man, right? He's a public success, but privately, he sabotages all of his relationships because of mistrust or anger. What's up, beauty? He either doesn't trust anybody or he's just angry with the world due to unhealed trauma. You mad at people who did nothing to you. We didn't even do nothing. You just mad at us. All right. For those of you that want scripture, write this down first. Sorry, success is not a substitute for healing. Write that down for those that are taking notes, and you shouldn't be watching this video without taking notes unless you're just at work. Write it down. Success is not a substitute for healing. For those that want scripture, 3 John 1 and 2, it says, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health just as your soul prospers. God wants you to have money. He does. He wants you to have peace too. He wants you to have good health too. He wants you to have healthy relationships as well. Okay? God is all about your wholeness. For those that just think God just wants you to praise and worship him and just do what I say, he's not that kind of God. He wants you to be whole. He's concerned about your soul. Okay? So God's model of success includes the health of your soul and prosperity. All right. So for those that think, don't get me, I don't want to make it that type of life, but think about this. Have you ever felt the pressure to look successful even though you weren't okay inside? Have you ever felt the pressure to look like you had it all together even though you know that you were crumbling on the inside? You know, like if somebody doesn't pick up on this, I'm about to go. I'm gonna jump off. I can't say what I want to say because I don't want to get like a restriction or something on YouTube. But you're like, you ready to off it, end it all. But you felt like you had to show up a certain way for the sake of people. All right. If you're just joining, welcome in. My name is Renisha. I'm an inner healing coach. I help high achieving women who look successful on the outside, but they're still battling on the inside. I help them heal. Today, we're talking about how unhealed trauma shows up in success. Okay. Success does not replace healing. You have got to heal and you've got to heal well. So I just broke down how success is external, but wholeness is internal. Now we're going to jump to the hidden cost of unhealed trauma in high achievers. Again, this live, I was supposed to do it Wednesday, but I needed some rest. So I'm kind of trying to run through it because I have to come back at 5 with the last series that we're doing today. Also, if you have not gotten your appetizer, if you saw the live last night, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have your appetizer, the clarity reset, you need to grab your appetizer. At the end, I'll pull up the menu and show you what's included in it, but you need the clarity reset, okay? Let's talk about the hidden cost of unhealed trauma in high achievers. Some of you've heard me talk about some of these things before. Number 1, burnout. Write that down. Burnouts. Okay. Your success for some of you is become a mask. It's the mask that's hiding your trauma. Your achievement, you're in overdrive. You're overachieving right now because you're trying. These earrings get on my nerves. You're overachieving right now simply because you're not healed. Okay. Many high achievers, I've talked about this before. You work excessively. You don't want to feel. You don't want to feel anything. You're trying to outrun feeling. So you overwork. By the time you get home, as a matter of fact, you may leave work. You go to the bar or you go wherever finding something to do. What's up, Pursue Holiness? You go to the bar, the mall, you just find something to do. Go out to dinner with friends because you don't want to feel. Then by the time you get home that night, it's time for you to take a shower, get in bed so you can do it all over again. You wake up, you go to work overtime. And it's because you don't want to feel. You don't want to feel the pain. All right. You don't even know how to rest because in your mind, rest makes you feel like you're a failure. That is a problem. If you're someone who's saying things like, I'll rest when I'm dead, you're going to die early. It just is what it is. If you don't learn how to rest now, you're going to die prematurely. Okay. If you're someone who thinks you feel bad about wanting to take a vacation, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And you need to check that. So, number 1, burnout. Number 2, we're talking about the hidden costs of unhealed trauma in high achievers. Number 2, isolation. Isolation. You feel like if people get too close to you, something's going to happen. Something's bad is going to happen. Or they're going to see who you really are. You want to put on this facade. You want to be fake. You don't want people to get close to you. You need to heal. All right. A lot of people say it's lonely at the top. I'm going to say yes, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Some people, you're saying that because you're isolating yourself on purpose. You don't trust anybody. You don't want anybody to see what you really have going on. It does not have to be lonely at the top. Now, will you lose some people along the way? Maybe your circle is going to change. That's very possible. Maybe those old friends that you knew since kindergarten, middle school, high school, whatever, they may drop off. You may feel a little bad about that, have some guilt. They may say things like, oh, you changed. You think you all that, da 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 da. You need a new circle. Okay. You do not have to be lonely at the top, but leaders, high achievers, they feel unsafe when it comes to trying to trust people. You feel like you cannot trust anybody. You're paranoid. Okay. But I promise you, there are some people on your same level that you can actually trust. You just have to find them. And honestly, as you heal, you will attract healthy relationships. Write that down. As I heal, I will attract healthy relationships. So for some people, the fear of exposure, it keeps you emotionally guarded. Number three, third hidden cause, the imposter. To pronounce it doesn't matter. Okay. So you feel like no matter what you do, no matter how much you achieve, it's not enough. You feel like an imposter. I didn't do enough. It's not enough. I'm a fake. I'm a fraud. No, you have a wound that needs to heal. That's all that is. You just need to heal, sugar. Okay? You think, well, if people knew the real me, they wouldn't even respect me. That's what you're thinking. Imposter syndrome. It's a lie. It's a lie that the enemy is whispering in your ear, okay? So what happens, people that deal with that, the imposter syndrome, I'm not wearing these earrings in the next live today, later on today. People tend to start chasing titles. They start chasing more titles. I need to chase more money. I need to get more recognition. And then people will see that I deserve it. They'll see that I'm worthy of it. You don't have any peace. You just chasing. You just in this race because you feel like you're an imposter. Okay. And then hidden cost number 4, relational strain. I've talked about this before. Also, some of you, you're a high achiever, but you're dealing with relational strain. So this could look like broken marriages. If you're dating, you may make it extremely hard for people to get to know you. You have toxic workplace dynamics. Thank you for whoever is hitting the heart. Thank you on YouTube. Toxic workplace dynamics or even strained friendships. Okay? Because your trauma is leaking into how you love, how you allow people to love you. I was just having this conversation with someone on the phone just a few minutes ago. Okay? It's leaking over. It's going to leak over into how you lead and even how you communicate. Okay? So there's going to be that strain. So you can be winning in the office, you can be winning in the workplace, you can be winning in your business, but failing at home. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Are my mics still on? Because y'all know. Okay. In my opinion, if you are winning at work, but failing at home, you are not winning. If everybody on your job loves you and they think you're amazing and oh my God, you're my superhero, you're my Superman, you're my Superwoman, but the people in your house are miserable, they're not happy, they get the leftovers, baby, you are not winning at all. Okay? Please know that you don't outgrow your trauma. You just out earn it. You out earn it until it catches up with you. Remember how we talked about how trauma gets trapped in the body? I think that was last week or the week before last. It's going to catch up with you. It's going to bleed out. I don't care how much you try to fake it, okay? If you're just joining us, let me reset the room real quick. My name is Renisha. I'm an inner healing coach for high achieving women who look successful, polished, pretty on the outside, but they are crumbling. They have all kind of storms, all type of internal chaos within. Okay, I help you heal. Today we're talking about the hidden cost of unhealed trauma in high achievers. I just went through the list. Burnout was some things, not the complete list, but burnout, isolation, imposter syndrome, and relational strain. Those are just some common things you would see for people who deal with that. Let's go to why your trauma is not just staying in your past. Someone left a comment on my YouTube video, one of my videos, that was very disturbing. It was, I don't know if it was last week or the week before that. And I don't even know. I think it was a video regarding childhood trauma. I can't remember the specific video, but they left a very disturbing comment. The comment basically said, oh, well, kids will eventually outgrow what happens to them. And I'm like, that is a whole lie. And that's why we have so many adults, broken adults, walking around now. If you are a parent and you're just thinking, oh, well, whatever happens, whatever my child sees, whatever my child experiences, whatever goes on in this house, and me and my husband fighting, whatever, oh, they'll outgrow it. They'll be fine. And you don't do anything to help these kids heal. I get it when they're grown, that's different. They have to make the decision themselves. But if you're thinking like that, you're the problem. I just want you to know that was very disturbing. And that person that left that comment, I feel sorry for you if you have children. I said what I said. Okay, you don't just outgrow trauma. You have to deal with it. Okay? That just popped up in my mind. Let's talk about why trauma doesn't stay in the past. Number one, trauma is stored. It's stored in different parts of your body, different parts of your brain. It is not erased. It does not just vanish over time. Okay. It's going to embed itself in your nervous system. You all heard when I was talking about, what is her name? Is it Campbell or Arnold? See, I switch them up. Gina from Martin. Tisha, is it Campbell? I get them confused, but Gina from Martin, y'all remember I talked about her last week about how she said she was dealing with this disease and she thought COVID was just going to take her out of here. She was scared because a normal cold puts her in the hospital. But she's been in remission for like 4 years now. Doctors don't even see this thing on her brain or wherever it was anymore. And then she started laughing and said, I haven't been sick since my divorce. And they laughed it off on the podcast, but that is a real thing. Okay. Trauma is going to embed itself in your nervous system. So it's stored in your body. It doesn't have to be stored in the calendar. It's stored in your body. You can change years, jobs, zip codes, countries. It doesn't matter. If you do not heal, if you do not intentionally heal, the wound is going to travel with you. You're going to be flying out of the country. Passport, book filled. I'm talking about stamps everywhere. And the trauma is still following you. You have to confront it. You have to deal with it. Ignoring it is not going to fix it. Okay. Also, you can't bury trauma alive. It's always going to find a way to resurface. Okay. Y'all know how you have a beach ball and you try to hold it underwater and it still pops back up. Do I have anything I can use in here as an example? I don't think so. I don't think I have anything I can use as an example right now. But y'all know what that looks like. Y'all put all those little floaty devices and stuff in your swimming pool. You can try to push it to the bottom, and it's just gonna float right back up. That's how trauma works. Okay. So if you're dealing with unresolved childhood rejection, it can show up in all kind of ways. But one way rejection shows up is perfectionism. So this can be in your workplace. It could be in your business. If you serve in your church, it can show up like that. But perfectionism is normally it stems from rejection. Rejection would be the root. Y'all know the work I do, I'm always looking for the root cause of something. So rejection is the root. Okay. If you were silenced as a child, you probably struggle with people pleasing as an adult. People pleasing, this could be in business, in leadership, it doesn't matter. But because you were silenced as a child and you suppressed the trauma and it'll just go away. Now you're stuck with you can't say no to anybody, no matter what, no matter how tired, no matter how drained, you just cannot say no. And then if you were someone as a child, you dealt with abandonment wounds, abandonment issues, it can show up as you over functioning in relationships because you have a fear of people leaving you. You dealt with the abandonment, which abandonment, the root of that also is rejection. So rejection, abandonment. So now you're over functioning, doing too much in relationships because you have a fear of people leaving you. All right. So this is just trauma, just piling on top of one another, one thing after another. Okay. So no matter who you are, no matter what you do, if you do not confront this thing and heal intentionally, trauma is going to leak out in public. It's going to leak. It's going to leak. If you're just joining, my name is Renisha. I'm an inner healing coach. Today we're talking about how trauma shows up and even tries to block and hinder your success. Okay? Now we're going to jump down to how can you heal? What can you do to heal before you start building again? First, you have to acknowledge, I already know what I'm going to say. You have to acknowledge the fact that you need healing. Healing is a strategy. So many people get triggered and offended when you tell them they need to heal. When you start talking about healing, when you start asking questions, they automatically get triggered and offended. That is a sign. That is a strong sign that you need to be healed. You should not get triggered by the word heal, okay? Healing isn't optional, it's a strategic advantage. All right? Unhealed leader, if you're an unhealed leader, you're going to build unstable legacies. I know you look good on paper. I know you have all of this in the bank. And this is why some of you leave your legacy, you pass things down to your children, your grandchildren, whatever, and they end up squandering it because not only did you pass down the business, the land, the money, you pass that down, the nonprofit organizations, but you also pass down trauma. You also pass down, oh, let's pretend that it's not there. You also pass down what happens in this house stays in this house. You also pass down, we're not going to talk about this. And I promise you, eventually it's going to hit somebody and they're just going to squander it all. And then you mad at them. Everything I built for, or if you're gone, another family member, everything your daddy, your mama built, look at what you did. They're broken. They passed down the trauma. This is what it is. They weren't healed. Okay. If you want a legacy that is sustainable, you have got to be a leader who is healed. There's just period. Okay. So high achievers, you all tend to see healing as a delay or some extra step. But healing is necessary. This isn't a bonus. Okay, don't treat it like a bonus. Oh well, whenever I get time to do it, I'll get there eventually. But right now I have to focus on this. No. You need this now. And if you're a high achiever, one of these high achievers that I'm talking about, honey, money is not even. You can't even use that as an excuse. You have the money, you just don't want to heal. Just call it like it is. You don't want to heal. If you're on YouTube, can you please hit the like button? If you're on Big O, can you tap the screen and share this out? Stop making excuses. You just don't want to heal. It just is what it is, okay? So healing is not going to be a delay. It's not a delay to your purpose. It's actually the foundation of it. It's the foundation of it. Either you're going to build on a healed foundation or you're going to build on an unhealed foundation. Your choice. Without healing, success is like you're building quicksand. Ooh, let me build this up. Y'all know how quicksand look. Y'all remember that from when y'all were little. That's how your success is going to look. Yeah, it looks strong, but it's going to eventually collapse. Okay? On a foundation and you're healing, all kind of stuff. It's like a brick house. All kind of stuff can come against you, but you're going to be able to stand. You're going to be able to stand through the storm. It's like when a hurricane or something comes through, people that are in like, what do they call those? I was about to say huts, not huts, mobile homes. Normally people that are in like mobile homes and things like that, they'll try to evacuate and go somewhere else. I remember when I was little, hurricane, I don't know, something like that came through. We had a mobile home, but they had the brick underpinning or whatever you call that thing. But we still went to my grandma's house, my daddy's house down the road. They had a brick house. So at my grandma's house, I remember falling asleep and I woke up and I was like, who's whistling? Somebody's whistling. I thought somebody was just walking down the hall whistling, but it was the wind outside. That was a really bad storm. But then when we got back to our house, the only thing it did was knock out the air conditioning that was in the window, the air conditioner that was in the window. It didn't even destroy or damage the house. That was it. Because of the even though it was a mobile home, the foundation, my dad had the brick thing. I don't know how to describe it, y'all, but yeah, you need to have a healed foundation. I don't know about all that. I'm not a carpenter. Is that what they call it? But the foundation was strong, so it stood. Okay. For those that want scripture, write down Matthew 7:24 through 25. It says, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Okay, those bricks. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. Okay, so when you're talking about trauma on sand, trauma, that's sand. Healing, that's the rock. Okay, so you can't build your success on unstable ground. Some of the stuff I'm gonna skip. Y'all know I'm trying to. Some of the stuff I've talked about before, but some of it I haven't talked about, and I was like, well, let me just get this video out because they need this. But I'll be back at 5 to close out the series. Okay. So here's another good example. Let's take a businesswoman, right? You may be a businesswoman. You're watching me. You scaled your company. You just scaled your company. You brought all of these millions in, but you burned it out. You burned it because no, you lost everything. I'm sorry, you were burnt out, so you lost everything. I'm thinking about a content creator right now. I don't want to use their name. Should I use their name? I'm not going to use their name, but I'm thinking about a content creator right now. I don't know if she made $1 million like in a certain time or whatever, a certain time frame. I can't really remember the story because I just started following her, but people were laughing at her because she gambled it all away and lost it just like that. Now she's made it back, if I'm not mistaken, but she talked about how she had a gambling addiction, and I even want to say it stemmed from she has a toxic mother like me, okay? But she was unhealed. It doesn't matter how much money you bring in, baby. You can scale your company, scale the business. If you do not deal with your trauma, you're going to end up losing everything. If not everything, some of the things. Okay. So she had this trauma. She had this addiction, this gambling addiction. Although she made millions, she ended up losing it all because of unhealed trauma. I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to, I don't know about you. I'm not trying to learn any $1 million lessons. Hello? How many people on here? Raise your hand if you want to lose $1 million so that you can wake up and see that you need to be here. I'm not trying to learn any $1 million lessons. I'm good. Let me go ahead and catch it now. Thank you. All right. So you have to prioritize your healing if you want longevity. If you're on YouTube, can you please hit the like button? All right. I think am I almost done? I don't know. I think I might be almost done, but y'all know I have affirmations for you, so don't leave yet. Okay. So I created the clarity reset. I'm not sure where you are in your journey. Okay. But I have 2 things for you. One is an appetizer. One is a main course. I think it's better when I explain it to you all like this so you can catch it. So the appetizer, you know, when you go at a good restaurant, and I know y'all like to eat good. I like to eat good. I'm pulling up the appetizers menu now. Thank you. When you're at a restaurant, you want to order an appetizer before your food comes, right? So if you're someone who's like, Renisha, I've been seeing your content. I love it. I know I'm dealing with trauma. I've put my healing off long enough, but I don't know where to start. You're going to start with the appetizer, which is the clarity reset. It's my 7-day program. Listen, the only people that don't need this are the people who already have it. And I'm going to stand 10 toes down on it. Okay. 7 days, you're going to release the weight and realign with ease. Let me say this because I forgot to say it yesterday on live. Do not get this program and just go through it like all 7 days in the first day. Please don't do that. Even the other program I mentioned yesterday, with the other program that I was talking about yesterday, I recommend a week in between lessons. But this, of course, is a 7-day program, so it's 7 days. All right. So what you're going to do is when you get this, you're going to download it. It's an immediate download. Then you're going to save it to the desktop on your computer, because when you need it, it's not just a one-time program. Whenever you need it, you don't want to have to struggle to find it. Oh my God, I can't, I don't know about y'all, but my computer, if I don't save things a specific way, I will be here frustrated because I can't find the files that I'm looking for. You're not going to do that. You're going to save this to your desktop. Okay. The clarity reset. In this reset, every day I do check ins, I do burden check ins because I need you to know what feels heavy on this day. Then I give you clarity thoughts. Okay. It's a short reflection that's going to help shift your perspective. I promise you, you cannot go through these 7 days, the 7 day program, and not have a shift in your mind by the end. It's impossible. Not if you're going through the program. I also give you a reset practice. It's going to be a simple action because you don't just sit and talk. You don't just sit and run your mouth. You take action. Faith without works is dead. You have to do something, okay? So I give you simple actions every day that's going to create space and ease in your life. And then I give you journaling prompts. You can find time, 5 minutes a day, to write this stuff out. No excuse. I don't want to hear it. Okay. You can sit in the car, get a break from your kids when you get home. You know you don't want to get in the house yet. You be trying to sit in the car and sneak and eat anyway. Sit in the car and do these journal prompts. Okay. So you get this every day. It's going to help you process and release. On day one, it's all about identifying the weight. I'm going to help you identify what in your life, what is it that you're carrying that you're not supposed to be. Day one. Day two, I'm going to work with you to release what is not yours. Day three, our focus is going to be detoxing emotionally. This is why you cannot just sit. Okay, I have an hour. Let me just sit and go through all the days. That does not make sense. You need to go day by day. Okay, day three is detoxing emotionally. Day four is resetting your core. It's all about stillness. I promise you, if you do it, it's going to help you. Day five is the day. I think we're on day five. Yeah, because we're currently in the midst of the Clarity Reset Challenge. So for us, we're on day five. Day five is when I address physical manifestations because trauma is getting trapped in your body. Some of you, you're dealing with headaches, backaches, pain in your knees, your legs. You're on all of this medication. For some of you, the doctors, they don't even know what to do with you because they're like, but I can't find anything. And it's because it's a trauma issue. Okay. It's a trauma issue. This is why the doctors can't find it. Your body is literally responding to the things that you're trying to ignore. So that's what we address on day five. On day six, it's all about rebuilding boundaries. I do not understand how some of you still don't have boundaries. And whenever I get to this, I have to stop because I don't understand it. How you all are still not setting boundaries because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. I was about to say something. Let me calm down. Day six, I'm going to help you rebuild boundaries. And then day seven is all about living light and free. So I'm going to help you carry this on even after this is over. But once again, when you get this, you're going to save it to your desktop. That way, anytime you need it, and I have like additional resources in here, but whenever you need this, you're going to be able to go right to your desktop. When the people at your job start working your nerve, your boss or whoever, and you feel all this pressure, you're not going to break down. You're just going to go. You're going to double tap on the clarity reset. You're going to pull it up and you're going to say, you know what? I need another reset. And you're going to do it again. When your husband start working your nerves, your children, and you want to snap, you're going to do the clarity reset again. When your family starts pulling on you, even though you set the boundaries, but they don't want to respect the boundaries, you're going to pull out the clarity reset. You understand? Some of you, you're going to get it now. You're going to do it. Then you may want to do it again before 2026 comes in. But make sure when you download it, save it on your desktop so you don't have to worry about scrambling to find it. This is your appetizer. Do you all understand? Nod your heads like I can see. Okay. So for those of you that don't know where to start, that's where you're going to start with the appetizer. After that, for those of you that say, Renisha, I need one-on-one, I don't know what is happening. For those of For those of you that are like, Renisha, I need one-on-one support. Like, I know I need one-on-one support. The appetizer is cool, but I need a main course as well. Breakthrough Pathway. You can actually apply for Breakthrough Pathway or Breakthrough Mastery, depending on what you need. Breakthrough Pathway, you get 4 one-on-one sessions with me. Breakthrough Mastery is 12 one-on-one sessions. If you choose the Pathway, that's the smallest coaching package. You have 30 to 45 days to complete it because you don't procrastinate anymore. My hair just keeps sticking. I'm gonna wash and retwist my hair this weekend. Okay. My hair has gotten so long, I just dread washing it and doing it now, but it'll lay down once I do that. Sorry, y'all, my brain. 4 one-on-one sessions. I apologize. Focus, Renisha. 4 one-on-one sessions. You have 30 to 45 days. No excuse. There's no way you don't have 4 times. You can't find 4 times to meet with me on video in 45 days. You just don't want to meet with me. Okay, no excuse. And then if you choose to Breakthrough Mastery because you know you need longer support, whatever you need to work on, you're like, no, girl, 4 sessions, that is not enough. Stop playing in my face. I need something else. You're going to get Breakthrough Mastery, 12 sessions within 6 months. So we're going to meet face to face. And I'm not going to play with you. I'm telling you now. If you're one of those softies that needs somebody to rock you like a baby, I'm not the one for you. Just get the appetizer and go on about your business because you can't handle the main course. I'm gonna tell you that now. I am not going to play with you. Okay, so it just depends on what you need. But this is going to help you build success and help you to become whole again so that you're able to sustain what you build. So you're going to start with the appetizer, the clarity reset. Then you're going to go to Breakthrough Pathway or Mastery. Does anybody have questions about that? You're not just going to be building higher, you're going to be building stronger. There's no way you can be transformed without your mind being renewed. This is what you're going to do. I wish people understood how powerful this clarity reset is. Just 7 days. Grab the clarity reset. The only people that don't need it are the ones who already have it. I'm telling you, do not sleep on it. Some of y'all are like, oh, it's only $47. It can't be that good. I'm telling you, don't sleep on it. Get the clarity reset. All right, so I want you to think about this. I'm almost done. Don't leave because I have affirmations for you, but think about this. What is one area? I'm not wearing these earrings this afternoon. What's one area like where you know you've been building with sand instead of rock? Foundation. Tuning in. My name is John and scars just tore up. Y'all know how you fall and scrape your knee, you break an arm, break a leg, break that. They can see the scars. They can see. I deal with people that have internal wounds. I help people deal with. I help people who have the internal scars, internal wounds. I feel this is what makes my work a little bit harder because when you're talking about trying to change your mind, listen. Y'all know I do other work too, right? I'm trying to separate the two. So I'm trying to healing content and my other content separate. So I won't get into it, but I promise you the hardest part is trying to get people to change their minds. The hardest part is trying to get people to actually believe that they are worth way more than what they are settling for. It's hard. It's hard. Okay. So that's what I do. I have some affirmations for you. Let's get it. Let's go. Y'all already know I have affirmations. Why? Because the power of life and death lies in your tongue. So repeat after me. Let me take these mics off. Big O, your mic lasted the whole time. Listen. Okay. Repeat after me. I will not sacrifice my soul for success. We see that a lot in Hollywood, but we're not going to go there. My healing matters more than my titles. Let me say this again. My healing matters more than my titles. That's a lesson a lot of people need to learn, including the pastors. Repeat after me. I am safe. I am seen. I am sustained. Success flows easier when I am whole. Last one. I choose healing and success, not one or the other. And some of you, you need to stop cursing yourself. You have to be careful what you say. You're out here talking about success is hard, healing is hard, doing this is hard. You're really cursing yourself. It's not hard. You just need to start. The hardest part is starting. You just need to make a decision. You can't make a decision. High achieving woman, you telling me you're a high achiever, you're a high performer. You have all these degrees, all these accolades, all this stuff that you've accumulated, but you can't make a decision. You can't make a decision. All you have to do is make the decision to heal. What's up, Jay? All you have to do is make the decision to heal. What is your excuse? There is none. Okay, great. So, quick recap. Today, we talked about how unhealed trauma shows up in success through things like burnout, isolation, imposter syndrome, and broken relationships. And here's the truth: success alone is not going to heal you, boo. You have to deal with the wound, okay? If you don't deal with the wound is going to deal with you. So, what you all are going to do for those that want to make a decision regarding their healing, you're going to go grab the clarity reset. If you're on YouTube, that's your appetizer. It's right down below. The link is literally in the description of this video. Click the link. Click the link. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, click the link. Okay. You're going to grab the clarity reset. That is the appetizer. I just told y'all everything that's included in it. If you watch the replay, if you missed it. Okay. God bless you too. But you're going to go through, you're going to grab that. This is a 7-day self-guided reset designed to help you break these hidden cycles that's sabotaging your success. You're not going to get it and go through the full thing in the same day. That defeats the purpose. You're going to take 7 days. I know you want to rush and get everything done. No, you're going to take 7 days and you're going to go through it day by day. And then at the end of the 7 days, you're going to see transformation in your mind and you're going to save it on your desktop. So when you need to do it again, you can easily pull it up. That's your appetizer. And for those that also need one-on-one coaching, you're like, girl, that appetizer is cute, but I'm a big back and I need a full course meal. You're going to go get either breakthrough, you're going to apply because you have to apply for these two, breakthrough pathway or breakthrough mastery, depending on whether you want 4 or 12 sessions. You have to apply. If you apply, when you apply, I'm going to read over your application. Although I have a strict no refund policy because of the work I do, whenever you're applying for things like this, if I see, oh, they not serious, they playing around, they're not going to take this. You're not wasting my time. All your money is going to be refunded. Okay. For breakthrough pathway or breakthrough mastery, if I read over your application and see that you're not serious, okay, that's just the way it is. And then I'm going to keep proof that I refunded you because you're not going to be walking around here talking about I stole your money. Let's be clear. So there's that. Grab your appetizer immediately. Go look, research. If you're on Big O, you have to send me a DM so I can send you the link. If you're on YouTube, you can always find my links on my YouTube page at the top. Can y'all go look at my YouTube page? Because I just did my picture and my banner over and I'm so proud. But anyway, you'll always find it at the link at the top, the pin site link, the healing suite, or it'll be in the description. Okay, the description of this video, everything you need. And I'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think we're talking about the cost of trauma. That's the last video this week in the series this week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look. I think it's the cost of trauma, but let me look, y'all. Because you know my everything, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. All right. Let me see y'all live. I'm not mistaken, it's the cost of trauma. It's the last video for this week. Why is it not here? Well, just meet me at 5. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's it. The cost of ignoring trauma. Okay. And then next week we're going to be talking about all week um trauma and how it's linked to spiritual abuse, religious abuse, whatever you want to call it. Not just in the black church. I know a lot of y'all think it's just a black church. It's not just a black church. So we're going to deal with that because a lot of y'all went to church for help and you ended up getting traumatized and hurt in the church. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about religious psychosis or spiritual psychosis. Y'all saw all this rapture talk that has been on social media, and people were selling their cars, giving away all the money in their bank account. People were literally on. I'm trying to decide now if I'm going to show the actual videos. People having panic attacks. I'm talking about breaking down, thinking they have to leave their kids. They're not going to see their kids anymore. I don't know if I'm gonna actually show it yet, but we're definitely going to address that. Okay, so make sure you're following me on YouTube. Follow me on Big O. Turn your notifications on. If you are someone or know someone who has been traumatized in the church, you want to be here next week. And y'all know I'm not scared. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. Not scared. Okay. And then after that, what we're going back into trauma amongst the family because you all seem to need that really bad. So after that, the week after that, we're going back to the family. Also, I know this is a lot, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't want to confuse you all. I'm gonna just put that out here and I'm about to end. We're coming into the holidays. A lot of people deal with grief, depression around this time. I'm hosting a free webinar, Navigating Grief Through the Holidays. You can officially start signing up for that now. The link is, I think I posted on my community tab this morning on YouTube. If you're on Big On, you need the link, just DM me. It is a free class I'm having on October 30th. I think October 30th. So make sure you sign up for that. If you know every year around this time you get sad, sign up. It's free. It's free, but you have to sign up. It is not going to be on a public platform. Y'all know how I get trolls on these platforms all the time. When we're talking about grief, I don't have time for that. So it's going to be on a private platform. You have to sign up, but it is free. Sign up for that. I'm done. I feel like I've talked too much. All right. Love y'all. See y'all at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Go grab your appetizer. No big, I'm gonna leave you on. Go grab your appetizer, your clarity reset now. And